We don't play the social game. We are social. Power 98.5. You're listening to Power 98.5, powered by United Angels Dream, your #1 resource for public relations, entertainment, and multimedia. Contact them today at unitedangelsdream.com.
Hi, this is Dan Aykroyd. He's progressive. He's beautiful. He's thoughtful. He's intelligent. He's powerful. He's positive. He is Stephen Cuoco on Power 98.5 Satellite Radio.
Empowering listeners from the US to the UK. Live on air with Stephen Cuoco.
Hey, what's up? My name's Grant Kanoki. I'm a singer, songwriter, producer, and artist, and you're listening to Power 98.5.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I had to open up the show today with this music. I found it fitting. I really did. You know, we've got Olivia King. I've got as you all know, I've got a couple different, music, sound tunes that I open with. I get bored too easy to have the same music open over and over again. I would have opened playing something by Olivia. We're going to do something different. I did it once before back, oh my goodness, about a year and a half ago. Today, we've got all her music up. We're going to find out from Olivia what she wants us to hear. We're going to do a live music drop. She wants to play 1 song, 2 songs. That's fine with me. We just had to pull it up and get ready. You guys know it. God, I say it every time. I'm going to keep saying it. I love my team. Thank you so much. Yeah, whether you're listening to us on the iOS or Android app, Alexa, or even on power985.com, we are a commercial-free radio station. So you're not going to... Oh, I was wondering who the heck was talking. Alexa went off. Oh, my God, I can't... I need to unplug that thing before I mention her name. All great things on Power 98.5. Head on over to power985.com. You can always check our local schedule by clicking the Listen Live or the Live Radio tab. And there's a schedule there. We've got shows like Resilient You with Alicia Pazzoni. That's going to be coming up. She's got a new episode with a music artist. I'm not going to divulge too much. This Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific. Catherine is, Catherine never, she's always traveling. She's out in London. Yeah, Catherine's out in London. Catherine and Company with Ms. Catherine Swain airs 11 a.m. on Sunday. So we got Resilient You with Alicia Pazzoni Saturdays at 11 Eastern. Catherine and Company on Sunday at 11 Eastern. Yes. Big shout out to Jeff Perini. He's got the show, The Yo Show. He was excited. I shared Olivia's video on Facebook, and he goes, "Oh my God, I got to interview her about a year ago. She's a doll. Love Olivia King." So thanks for that, Jeff. Do we have anything in the... everyone knows, whether you're listening to Power 98.5 on the iOS or Android app or on a website, click that bottom right-hand icon, okay? It's like a pink color or so. You can instant message us. That thing's operational 24/7. I would say it's operational 24/7 doesn't mean the team and all of us are awake 24/7, but you can always send a message, a suggestion. Once again, we've got music artist Olivia King with us today. Share love, send us a message, song request. That's a great idea. We never did that before. Someone having a song request. Yeah, I'm going to have to start doing that. That is brilliant. Yes. Instant message, music artist. Yes, from now on, song request for that. I like it. Yeah. Great idea. We've also got actor Mitchell Burke. He's on today at 3 p.m. Pacific time. We're going to be talking about his new film. Then on the 15th, we've got actor Eric Nelson. He's at 11 a.m. Pacific. We've got country music artist on the 14th, Saturday the 14th at 1 p.m. Pacific, Derek Skelton. This is going to be a second time on my show. And then we've got Mike Pyle on the 17th at 11 a.m. Pacific. So a big, busy week. I'm going to have to, I'm going to leave myself open to do an interview on Saturday. Why not? You know, we've got a full packed week this week. I don't think we have anything else coming up, do we? Oh, let me check them messages. Once again, head on over to power985.com. Send us a message. If you want to put in a request for Olivia King, I don't know. Will she end up? We got to ask her. Maybe she'll serenade to us live. Power985.com or on the iOS Android app. Click the bottom right-hand icon and share love. If you have would like to submit your music, if you would like to be a guest on any one of our shows, you can email us at power98.5radio@gmail.com or contact@power985.com. Just finished recently interviewing Zach Newbold, second time he was on my show as well, from NBC The Voice. He was just on this most recent season, doing great things. I was on a phone call with him before we went live. Lost a little bit of track of time. It was great catching up with him and going over things. And we were talking about Olivia, and I was sharing about Olivia with Zach. And yeah, that's we're going to be sharing something on the Instagram Model Me VIP page. If you guys don't know, we've got my pages. We've got the Power 98.5 page. We've got Emage Magazine International, EMAGE Magazine. We've got my personal, professional, Steven Cuoco, STEVENCUOCO, Model Me VIP. We post the best clips or a clip from people's interview. We will have one with Olivia. We're going to do that. Well, we have today's interview. My team and I are going to go over, and we're going to pick out a really, really good part from Olivia's interview with me, and we'll be sharing that, posting that on Model Me VIP. We're going to be sharing Zach Newbold's today. Hopefully, we will have Olivia's ready by Friday. Friday or Saturday, we'll have it. So Model Me VIP Instagram page. Olivia's going to get tagged. She's going to know all about it. I don't think there's anything else in the lineup. We'll go over maybe towards the end who else is coming up as guests. Power985.com. We've got our articles on there now. Quick blog post, description, sharing information, links so you can listen to past episodes. Remember, this is a radio show, not a podcast. However, you can listen to Live on Air with Steven Cuoco on Amazon Music, Amazon Audible, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. In case you missed a show, not able to tune in live, these shows are recorded. We re-air these shows, and you can check the schedule on power985.com. Click the tab that says Live Music, and the schedule is there. Beautiful weather. I think spring's hitting early, or going to hit early this year. Most definitely. We've been in the 50s and 60s here on the West Coast. I'm skipping. I am not going to be in the Northeast. Nope. I may have to go back there real quick within a month or two, do a photo shoot, get a couple things done, and then I'm getting out. I'm done. After back in 2020 when we got 2 feet of snow for the whole season? No. Not doing that anymore. Without further ado. I had my neighbors let me borrow their snowblower. I had a lot of fun. But I'm going to tell you, you grow up in that. I'm not interested. When you get used to this West Coast weather and the heat and the dry air, it's much different. It's much more pleasant. Let's get back to Olivia King. I've been wanting to interview her for, 6 months? We've been putting this together. Things take time, everything for a reason. It's all perfect timing. But yeah, 6 months. It wasn't Joe. It was someone else that told me about Olivia. And I found out about her. And you know what it was? That's what it was. Someone told me about her on TikTok. And I went to her TikTok and I was like, wait a minute. Who is this young girl? Who's this young woman? And I just couldn't believe it. And the power, I don't believe we see or get the full experience of Olivia on social media. She's impactful. But I guarantee you, in person, in concert, Olivia will, she'll make Beyonce sit down. Beyonce will be wondering, oh my God, I should probably retire. And I'm not kidding. I mean, Olivia is that great, exceptional, not good, exceptional. Olivia is a pop soul singer, songwriter, entrepreneur with a combined social media following of 250,000, over 250,000, and 800,000 streams on Spotify, and a reach of over 35 million in the last 30 days on Instagram. She's been a force in this industry. Her songs have been featured on the iTunes charts, Spotify's New Music Friday, Fresh Fridays, Fresh Finds and Fresh Finds Pop, R&B Slow Jams, Discover Weekly, and Release Radar playlist, and placed in a campaign for Caleb McLaughlin from the Emmy-winning Netflix series Stranger Things. And you know what? I actually like that show. I didn't think I was going to like it, and I actually do. And is in the new hit show One of Us is Lying on Peacock. Her latest release on Apple Music's popular R&B playlist, Brown Sugar, one of her releases, There For You, was exclusively released through Tidal and featured as the cover of Tidal's Pop Rising Star playlist. She's partnered with the popular app Triller and has been featured on their trendy playlist. Olivia's latest release is currently on YouTube's official R&B On the Rise and New Pop Releases playlist. And you can hear Olivia's song she wrote and performs as the walkout song for her brother Michael, New York Yankees, at the home game in Yankee Stadium. The song is now playing on ESPN, and Sports Illustrated has covered the story. And now we're covering it. Exclusive. We got Ms. Olivia King. Welcome to Live on Air with Stephen Cuoco. It's been a long time coming, and I'm grateful.
Hey, I'm so glad to be here. Wow, what an introduction.
It's true. I mean, I found you. All right, so somebody told me about you from TikTok, because I have friends and people know I'm always looking for someone like you. And you deserve, I want media, I want the industry to change so much. And being who I am, I figured I'm going to start with myself to do what I love to do best, and that's to be an ally for you. And I'm going to tell you, you are a sensation. You should not be hidden. And with all of these accolades, what's happening this year? You're welcome. Are you going to be booking shows? Are you opening? Do you have concerts? What's happening here?
Yeah, so I was really focused on live performing back about 5 years ago. Then I really took to social media and grew on there. So I definitely am starting to get back into live performing. In a couple weeks, I have a performance at the iHeartRadio Dunkin' Latte Lounge that they have for artists to come through and perform there. So I'll be doing that in just a couple weeks. And also a studio performance with Major Stage for my brother's walkout song. So definitely some little performances lined up here and there, still focusing heavy on all of the online stuff, the social media, the, Spotify, everything like that. But I haven't, because of COVID and everything, I haven't performed in a long time. So I'm itching to get back.
What I really like about you, and I've gotten a pleasure of, getting the idea of getting to know you, of where you give us permission, on your social media platforms. It was in one of your Instagram stories. It was your Instagram story, and you were eating popcorn or something. And what I really admire is you do you. You block it all out. The vibe I get is you block it out, and you know who you are, and you do what is in the best interest for you, and you do it so well where I'm going to tell you, some people, they sit with the chatter on their shoulders. And you can tell by for myself, I can tell by people's eyes and body language. I'm a grief counselor, or at least a former practicing grief counselor, but being in public relations and media, you're still like a counselor. What I like about you is you don't wear your emotions in an obvious way.
I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing.
I would say it's something that, how old are you?
I'm actually 29. People say that they're surprised at that number, which makes me happy.
Yeah, you can pass guaranteed. If somebody or Netflix was casting for a high school show, you could pass for a high school student.
All right, I'll take it.
You can't teach that. That's something either you learn or it's an innate gift.
I think like my mom has always said, for me, like I'm always just, I don't want to call it a flat line because that makes me sound like real, but if anything goes wrong, I'm like, hey, it's okay. If anything goes amazing, I'm not like, oh my God, I can't even believe it. Like I'm just kind of always like the cool cucumber, which has probably gotten me, in trouble just internally, like keeping everything in. But I think that's the beauty of being a musician, is that outlet to get all of those emotions out in a healthy way that's not, going on social media and having outlashes or outbreaks or anything like that. So, I try my best to kind of keep it cool.
And that's the thing that I really appreciate about you, Olivia, because you're 29, but that's still extremely young. And
Thank you.
You're in a world. This is something I was thinking about yesterday in a grocery store, because somebody was there with their kid, and you're in a world, and we understand and know what you have to go through as a music artist. I'm not a woman, but I can only imagine, what you deal with in society and pressures. And I was standing in line, and this thought was coming to me of how kids come into this world, and not only do they have a difficult time, no matter what environment they come in, that whether the child, like if you knew who you were, Olivia, coming in, being born, growing up, but it's like we live through our parents, we live through our environment, and people have to grow up so darn fast. And then not only that, you come into a world and you learn very quickly through your parents that without money, a support system, a family or friendship unit, trust, and a sense of security, all hell is going to break loose, and fear can set in, and identity crisis can set in extremely quickly. And then you're required to be forced to go to school, to be told that if you don't pay taxes and if you don't become good enough or great enough through education and resiliency and being in a workforce, someone could really, as an adolescent, you run a risk of being prepared to know you're going to be living a very miserable and horrible life. And then, when we think about you, Olivia, you're like, well, I'm talented, sophisticated, classy, gorgeous, and I'm a music artist, and I'm going to make a living, and everything is riding on a contract and booking and selling tickets and, you know, a certain image, because you're not going to be doing the regular 9 to 5 and being a subservitude, you know, to the federal government, to, you know, to be stuck paying for things for the rest of your life, you know, on taxes on everything and stuff like that, that you're trusting your own talent and heart and passion and creativity. That is a huge, huge weight and responsibility that you have on yourself, and how you just roll with it. And you're like, I'm going to eat my popcorn or whatever, and I'm going to do my thing, and I'm going to handle certain things. I have a lot of respect for you and your generation, and anyone who bitches and complains about millennials and Gen Z. We were all there as well. So there is not a problem. If anything, what should be talked about and discussed, I'm going to close by saying this, is why you and your generation still deals with BS that should have been resolved back in my generation or the generation before mine. Is that making sense?
Yeah, no.
Did we lose you, Olivia?
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yep, now I do.
Sorry. Yeah, no, I mean, that completely makes sense. And I think there's definitely a burden on the millennials and the Gen Z of, I feel like our generation has kind of come so far with everything, and social media just really opened up the eyes to a lot of things and a lot of people, and especially in the music industry, like it's really allowed for things to happen that wouldn't happen back in the day. So there's a lot of people that complain about it, but there are also, you know, a lot of pros when it comes to that.
What's been the best thing you've learned, honestly, as a woman and as a businesswoman that's creative and talented? What advice can you share to anyone that has been either a saving grace for you and or something that has just helped you emotionally and mentally to keep moving forward and not giving up on yourself?
Yeah, I think for me, it's always something that I preach to anyone who asks this question is just consistency. When I released my first single, I did all of these crazy marketing tactics and it got about 500,000 streams. And I was like, okay, I did all this crazy stuff. I barely spent any budget. I'm just going to keep following up. Clearly, I did something in the right direction. So let me just keep following up. And so since then, I've been able to hit that 8 million stream mark on Spotify. And it's really just all from being so consistent. Like I always say, you never hear anyone say, I use a different word, but for today's purposes, I'll say, but you never hear of anyone say, I worked my butt off and never got anywhere. You're always like, okay, you hear of the, you know, I read a book, like the Kobe Bryant book and 50 Cent, and they all have these books. And it's like, if you just work hard, it's bound to take you somewhere. Like it might not take you somewhere quickly, but eventually that hard work is going to pay off. So consistency is something that I really preach. And then my grandfather always said, if someone tells you no, go ask someone else. So that is a motto that I live by. And I've had more doors closed than open, but I just either go ask someone else or I just have decided to build my own doors and walk through them. So I think, especially like I was saying, in today's day and age, we have access to so many things that people didn't back even just 20 years ago. So to be able to access people all around the world and create relationships and fans, it's just been something that I've really tapped into and been consistent with, and just kind of never taken no for an answer.
Isn't that nice?
Yes, I mean, don't get me wrong, there are definitely some times where it's like, oh dang, another door closed, but I've never had it in my head where I say like, let me just quit, I just need to give up, it's too much, or you know, nothing's happening. I've never had that thought in my head, and maybe that's the kind of mindset you need to have success, especially in an entertainment industry, because there are a lot of no's, but the yeses make it that much sweeter when you have to go through so many no's. When the success comes, then it's, even more sweet.
What do you do in between, like behind the scenes? Like, what is your daily life like?
Well, I've always been tempted to move to the West Coast. I heard you talking about the weather. That's definitely a pull. And then, of course, the whole entertainment industry has kind of moved out there. There's still some in New York City and Atlanta, especially music wise. But I have chosen to stay where I am, especially because my brother's now on the Yankees. So it's just a couple-hour drive to go to his games. And I've been able to really make a life and a living for myself and try to have as much balance in my life as possible, where I, like, my 9 to 5 is just working on my music. And then I really try to not go too far past that, and then spend time with family, and try to have that balance. I feel like in the beginning of my career, I was so heavily focused on it and making sure that I was making money and that I was able to survive on just working for myself. And now, fortunately, I'm in a place where I feel comfortable with it. And I know if I put in X amount of work, I'll get X amount back. So one of my goals for 2022 was to have more balance in my life and stop putting so much pressure on myself. And I feel like I did a pretty good job at that. It's not always easy, but my day to day is really like working a 9 to 5 for myself, and then trying to kind of spend some quality time with family mixed throughout the week. And then I say it's a 9 to 5, but the second after I finish dinner, I'm kind of right back to working. Even if it's watching a Netflix show, I'm still on my phone and doing work. So I'm not the best at balance, but I'm getting a lot better.
Do you plan on like getting on a Netflix show or an HBO Max show? Like, I'm telling you, there's an actress inside of you. And even though I've got your bio, I'm going to be honest, I'm normally very due diligent. That's the PR person in me. And I like to do a hard search. I felt that I knew enough about you of where I wanted to go with the interview, that there were times when doing a hard search into somebody, I like the way it feels and it works. For you, for some reason, my heart and my gut, I didn't want to go in that direction. I wanted to go into this interview just, I've received your info, I received your bio, I've looked at your TikTok, look at your Instagram, but I just feel that you're still creating. What I hear from you, Olivia, is you are still creating. We're always going to create.
Yeah.
But it's on your terms. So I feel that to have gone in, and I'm actually doing it now. I'm not one to BS. I'm from Jersey. I don't BS. I've just got Google here. I'm Googling up. I'm seeing things here of you, your YouTube. I'm going to go to the news section. I feel that it's something that you need to do. And I wanted to find out what your narrative and context was all about. Certain people, I just refuse to go into media sections and read news articles and stuff like that. And I am definitely, Olivia, I'm an Aries. I am not someone that
So am I.
Wait a minute. When's your birthday?
April 19th.
Okay. I'm April 9th.
I'm the cusp of Aries. I think I'm the last day.
You're
last day or first day, one of those.
Yeah. You're the last day.
Yep.
So you're 10 days after me. So since you're in
That's
Aries, you know how I operate and how I think. I wanted to find out your truth from you, and I hear it and feel it now, Olivia, as though this is what I feel like your higher self of Olivia is saying to me. You don't need to search or look for me. If I'm meant to be found, I will be found. And if I really want to find you, I will find you and we'll find each other. And whatever it is that you want to talk about and know, let's sit down and have a conversation, and I'll be more than happy to share with you if I trust you and I feel that I have a sense of respect for who you are because you're coming from a really good place. As for everything else outside of my life, I appreciate all the love and support and the offerings and the kind wishes and welcoming. At the same time, if it's not coming from me, then it really shouldn't be talked about. That's what I feel. That's what I hear. That's what my gut instinct says to me about who you are as a person.
Yeah, I would say that that's pretty close. I try to be, and I was more open, I would say, when I was doing a lot of different vlogging and mini vlogs. I like to show all different parts of my personality through my socials. So I don't just put out music stuff on my socials. I like to do stupid comedy skits and show that side of me. So you saying like, oh, I could see you on an HBO show or a Netflix show. It's funny. I never thought that I would get the acting bug per se, but just from when TikTok kind of had a surge, I really enjoyed doing all of that. And I guess to an extent, as a musician, you do kind of take on an actor role when you're doing music videos and you're playing the part. Even just with songwriting, you're playing the part. So I try to showcase all of the different things that I really do enjoy, and try to make everyone feel like they are a part of my journey. And have a big goal of mine this year is to just really make a strong community around my music and my social media, and really just taking the time to talk to everyone who shows support to me, which is really important.
I would say the UK. Is there anything about the United Kingdom or London or Paris or anything out there that moves you? And the reason why I'm asking is because when I think about television shows that are being filmed, like the first one that comes to my mind, and I really, really love it, is Heartstopper. It's, I don't know if you've heard of it, definitely look into it. I can see you on a UK or a British television show.
Oh, that's funny. I love Europe. I traveled to Europe for the first time this year. I went to Paris in April, and then I just went to Germany in December, and I really loved it. The next place I have on my list is the UK. I've never been to London or anything, and I feel like a lot of the artists that are similar to me are actually from the UK, and it seems like the UK music industry is very similar to the vibe that my music has. And so I'd be interested to kind of see the acting industry in the UK and Europe and stuff. I watch Love Island and things of that sort, but I've never really, I don't think I've watched many UK shows.
Mm-hmm. I think you would like it, and I agree with you, because it's the vibe that exudes is London, mm-hmm. Paris, Europe. Yeah, definitely.
I'll take that as a compliment.
It's huge. Well, the radio show Power 98.5. My team and we're based out of Manchester, and then here in the States we're based out of New York. So it's cool. My station, but yeah, my home base is in Manchester, UK, and then my home base for the US is New York City.
Oh, that's awesome. Do you get to go out there much?
No, but I would like to, because as you know, what the pandemic did, and I have a brand new passport, and it yet has to be stamped.
Yeah, that thing needs to be used.
Yeah, I know. I just got it, 6 months ago. It's traveling is just so different. But here's the thing is, with the pandemic, and I'm not complaining, especially if, I'm getting hired or there's something that's coming up, it's people have found, even with auditioning, they're using Skype and Zoom. Like, you don't have to go into a studio.
Yeah, I think that was a big part of the pandemic, is people realized how much you could actually do from your house. And that was something that I always preached, because I wanted the best of both worlds, where I could be around family, but also have the career that I wanted. And it was just, I think, eye-opening for a lot of people that you could do exactly that. And make a lot happen out of your house. So yeah, I've noticed a lot of auditions, especially to start off, so that they're not having to pay for the people's travel, their, anything. I mean, it just makes sense all over to at least start with Zoom and then bring it to in person. There's a lot that you can get done over a Zoom, a Skype, a phone call, and then obviously in person is just different and great. But yeah, there's just a lot that can be done online, which is nice.
When we think about Zoom, Skype, social media, how well does video work for you? Is that something that you utilize as a tool for your business, for your profession? Is it something you look forward to every day, or do you find that there are times where you need to take a different direction and find more ways to be human outside of the everyday life of stardom?
So I think this has been the best way for me to balance things is I don't film every single day. So I have one day a week. It's usually Tuesdays where I film all of my content for the week. So I set a goal for myself to post 3 reels on Instagram every day. So I need a total of 21 or so reels for the week. So on Tuesdays, I schedule it out. I have a block of, however long I think I'll need to bang out all of this content. And I switch outfits, I switch hairstyles, and make it look like it's all on different days. And that's just a big piece of advice that I give to anyone is I feel like, especially in this industry, there can be a lot of burnout, and it's like you get so exhausted and you're doing the same thing every day, and it's just exhausting, I guess is the word, and you reach that level of burnout. So that's the best way that I've found to do it myself is to batch film. I do love creating video content. That's, I think, a main part of my independent music business is creating all of this content around each release so that it's creative and not so in your face like, hey, go listen to my song. It's more, doing silly skits to it that have to do with the lyrics or something. And I've had people not even realize that it's me sitting in the back of these skits, and then they realize and they're like, oh my God, I had no idea. So it's a way that I've found to just be really creative with getting my music out there, getting my message out there. And I really enjoy it. And I think condensing it down to one day a week for all of that content has been very nice so that I'm not worried about it on a daily basis.
I like that. Shout out request. Kelly Williams Burke wanted me to say to you that she loves you and she appreciates you, and for she loves you and she appreciates you, and for what your music does to inspire her. So Kelly Williams Burke from Arizona.
Oh, thank you, Kelly. That means so much. When someone says that I inspire them in any way, like that's all that matters to me. At the end of the day, if my music doesn't get millions and millions of streams, if I can just inspire someone, that is what really makes it all worth it, or help them just get through their day. When I get DMs saying, oh my God, your song PTSD helped me get through my last breakup and it made me feel seen and heard and like I'm not alone, that's when I feel the most successful. It's not seeing the crazy numbers. It's when I actually have that like human connection over my music. And it's just, I don't know, it's an unexplainable feeling, but it's like just to hear that I'm inspiring someone makes me so happy.
Thank you for that, Kelly. I want to go ahead and let's play something. I've got your playlist here, or your songs. What do you believe would be something you would be most proud of for us to air live right now?
I would say one of my newer releases is called Who Me, and it is produced by Sebastian Sarter. He's done stuff for Kanye West and other notable artists. So when I got connected with him and he wanted to work with me, I was honored. And we actually did it over a Zoom session. He created the beat on Zoom as I was writing with one other co-writer, and we did it all in one Zoom session over the course of maybe an hour or so. It came together so fast. And I'm really proud of that one, and it's done well. And a lot of my content that I did around that really resonated with a lot of people. So I'd love for you to play that one.
All right, we're gonna play Who Me by Ms. Olivia King. I'm super excited. It's been a long, listen, we're doing a request by the artist.
Love it.
How many people do that for you guys? It's something that just, I'm going to start doing it more often. It's like, let the artist decide what they want to play.
Yeah, I like it.
All right. Who Me by Olivia King.
You're a monster in the city, sitting pretty. What a pity. You don't scare me, did me dirty. You made your bed, now it's time to go lie in it. You say that I'm to blame for this, and you're trying to make it out like it was all my fault. My fault. You're telling all your friends I'm fake, and I couldn't care less if they took the bait. You love saying I'm the criminal. Who me? You're never gonna find another lover that could live in a fantasy. Not me. I feel it in my body, but I never know somebody who made me feel guilty. I wasn't the problem, but somehow you flipped it on me. On me. Who me? You're a smoke screen, always hiding, vandalizing the vision that I painted in my head. Think you're real mean, mystifying. You've had your lashes now go off. You've had your lashes now go off. You say that I'm to blame for this, and you're trying to make it out like it was all my fault. My fault. You're telling all your friends I'm fake, and I couldn't care less if they took the bait. You love saying I'm the criminal. Who me? You're never gonna find another lover that could live in a fantasy. Not me. I feel it in my body, but I never know somebody who made me feel guilty. I wasn't the problem, but somehow you flipped it on me. On me. Who me? Who me? Never gonna find another lover that could live in a fantasy. I feel it in my body, but I never know somebody who made me feel. I wasn't the problem, but somehow you flipped it on me. Who me? Who me? You're never gonna find another lover that could live in a fantasy. Not me. I feel it in my body, but I never know somebody who made me feel guilty. I wasn't the problem, but somehow you flipped it on me. On me. Who me? You're a monster.
I literally wanted to get up and dance to that.
Love it. I'd be lying if I wasn't kind of bopping to it too.
I'm here moving around, I'm doing my getting my my ab workout here. My hips are moving, going back over.
Wow.
It's a really great song.
Love it. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm proud of that one, and it's cool that it just came together so quickly.
What's next? Another EP, another song. What do we have to look forward to this year?
So this year I am putting a big focus. I'm a big Disney junkie, and I had this idea to take classic Disney songs and turn them into more R&B, modern sounding pop soul type tracks that maybe if you heard it, you wouldn't realize at first that it's a classic Disney song, but then you're like, oh my God, didn't even realize this. So I had that idea. And so I'm partnering up with about 10 other artists. And so it'll be 10 different songs, all released as singles. And they're all going to be kind of that Disney R&B pop vibe, which will be really interesting. And it's something that I tried to research when I had the idea to see if I could get some inspiration from other people who might have done similar takes on Disney songs, going down the R&B popish vibe, and I couldn't find anything, which makes it a little harder to draw inspiration from, but it also made me a little happy that it's something that doesn't look like it's been done yet. So I'm really excited for that. And then I have a bunch of songs, original music that will be dropping throughout all of those Disney releases as well. I actually have a release coming out tonight at midnight. It's a collaboration with this TikTok rapper Virum. He did an open verse challenge on a song that went viral of his on TikTok, and he saw my open verse and I guess he liked it, so he put me on the official remix, and that is dropping tonight. So I'm really excited about that one too.
Congratulations. I didn't even know that.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. It's cool how, I mean, like I keep saying, today's day and age is so different for the music industry. People can see something online and you can connect. And I can't tell you how many artists I've never met in person, but it feels like we've been friends for years because we've had these like online relationships. But I'm excited for this one. We've done a collaboration actually in the past. I asked him to be on one of my remixes, so he's returning the favor, I guess.
Well, if you want to put that together, I love supporting you guys and doing live music drops. And if you want to, let him know, or put us together, or have him reach out to me, and when the song's released, we can easily, if you want to come back on, or have him on, or somehow have both of you on, I would love to highlight that.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I appreciate it. I'll reach out to him as soon as I get off with you.
Please. Yeah, I mean, I'm just like, I'm in this moment, honestly, with you, because it's catching up to me, but seriously, I'm processing of feeling what a gift it is to be with you, of the favor you're offering me and the audience and the listeners and Power 98.5 to be here with us and to, tell us about Who Me and these upcoming projects. And it's a real privilege. And I really hope that you guys, music artists, you're able to get more community support from the public and, from the industry. It's so needed, because without you, people would not be able to successfully do commercials and movies and television shows and video games or anything else, because music is the artery, just like photography and makeup artistry and hairstylists. You guys are the artery to put everything and to pull everything together for mood and feeling and substance.
Yeah. I appreciate that you realize that. I think there's just so much that our world revolves around music. And so it's bigger than even the vision that I see for myself. It's just something that people use to get through their day-to-day lives. And I've used myself to get over breakups, get out of a bad funk, get, into a better mindset. And music is powerful. And I'm just lucky and blessed to be able to have this passion and know it early in life so that I can act on it. I'm lucky to be part of it.
Do you believe that music artists, not the music industry, because I don't believe that there is an industry for music anymore because everything is so independent. Do you believe, Olivia, that things are going to continue to get better and greater in every way, emotionally, mentally, performance, financially, for music artists like yourself, when it comes to ownership and independence. Is it getting better because you guys are just so creative and you have all the power now and you don't have to have a label to be successful anymore?
Yeah, I think it's completely flipped to the industry on its head because we have so much access just with social media alone. We have access directly to our fans and the people that support us, and there's so much that you can learn to do on your own and get it out there. That I'm not saying it aces out the labels, because that's definitely something that's still in play and they still do a great job, but I think if nothing else, having people have extreme success independently has helped the artists that do want to go the label route, because the labels understand that we know what's going on now and people aren't going to sign these bad deals that lock them in for, you know, decades, and they can't put out music and they get shelved. And I think there's a lot of things that are talked about now on social media that maybe we're a little hush hush in the industry of like, okay, you don't realize that these artists just gave up 90% of their revenue to the label and you're selling your soul. And it's something that I think has completely changed just in my generation alone. Even just in the past 5 to 10 years, it's just gotten so crazy, especially with the you know, release of TikTok and how artists can just go viral on there and get a fan base so quickly. It's unlike anything that's ever been seen or done before. And it's exciting, honestly, because no one has any excuse of why they can't be successful now. All you need is your phone and video yourself doing your passion, doing your music, and put it out there. The worst people can say is, I don't like it. Who cares? Just keep putting it out there, because you never know when you're going to tap into the people who love it. And you just have no excuse anymore. I think it's something that's great. I don't think it's something that's bad at all for the music industry. At all. I think it's something that's amazing for artists, especially. It might not be the best for labels, but I think in the end, it will be good for everyone involved, because it's the way it should be, is fair splits between everyone who's putting in the work. And now it's not like it was in the past where you'd take an artist from nothing and make them into this star. Labels are taking people who are already stars and just putting the money behind them and putting the investment behind them. So it's completely different now. So the artists do deserve more, because you're proven, which I think is cool. And you can also do it from the comfort of your own home, no matter where you want to live. You don't necessarily need to be in a big city. You can travel there if you need to, but there's so much that can be done from your home, especially at first, to just really get your foot in the door. So I think it's a great thing.
And you guys are having your own home studio. I mean, Benny Weeg from NBC The Voice, this most recent season, he just got done putting together his home studio and it looks phenomenal, and he's doing all of his stuff there.
Yeah, same here. One of the first gifts that my now husband gave me was a whole studio setup, because he was coming with me to studio sessions that we'd have to drive hours into New York City, and we'd get home as the sun was coming up and it'd be expensive. And he was like, there's got to be a better way for you to do this and not exhaust yourself. And he ended up getting me, either for a birthday or Christmas, all of the studio equipment that I still use now. And it's so nice, because the convenience of it and the cost of it, you end up definitely making your investment back in the tools that you buy and the equipment that you use to record. So there's no excuse anymore.
Are you producing all of your content at home?
I am. I went from going into studios, working with photographers, working with videographers, spending a boatload and not making a boatload, to now pretty much doing everything myself, especially when COVID hit and I didn't have access to outside people. I really hunkered down and found out how to do everything myself. So now it's so far DIY that it's recording the music in my house, writing the music myself, making my own beats, producing my own stuff, shooting my own cover art, shooting my own videos, making my own lyric videos. Like, it goes so far in the DIY world. But that's just the way that's been the most profitable for me. And I don't think I'm lacking in quality by doing it that way. It's just a matter of teaching yourself and learning how to do it in a professional manner. And so I've been lucky to be able to do it all out of my house.
I've got to ask, and only share if you're comfortable. Are you an LLC? Because I believe you guys should just somehow be an S corp or a corp or something, so you can have these tax write-offs. But also, this is a business.
Yeah, no, it is a business. So I made it into an LLC maybe 5 years ago or so. And there's a lot of things that you can write off. I've actually minimized my expenses quite a bit, but even just everything from, especially with me making content so frequently, like the clothes I wear, the makeup I use, like those can all be tax write-offs, which maybe a lot of people don't realize. And if you really treat it like a business, it's gonna end up being one. And so I long story short, do have an LLC, Olivia King Music LLC, and everything goes through that. So any money that comes in from streams, from brand deals, from anything goes through that. And I am able to do quite a few write-offs. You gotta obviously do it the right way and make sure you're all good and kosher. But that's the only way to do it.
And this is what I recommend to every music artist that I speak to, and I'm very happy for you with doing that, is because when you are a business, now it's fine if you're an independent contractor or if there's a music artist that, you know, hasn't gotten to that place or that space like you, Olivia, is that, you know, when you're wanting to book shows, go in for negotiations, whatever it may be, when you step to the table, not as an independent contractor, as operating a business, or the perception that, you know, you have some sort of corporation or a business function and operation behind you, you're more expensive. You can add a couple more zeros onto what's being asked or proposed of you.
Yeah, for sure. Didn't quite think about it that way, but yeah, that's a very good way to look at it.
That's how I became more expensive, not just education and experience, but when you are operating as a business, you know, my agency is a fully licensed and insured public relations agency. And then my media company is, you know, under my company umbrella. Yeah. I'm happy to add some more zeros. Don't we all want to add extra zeros on, you know, in front of those numbers, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
This has been an absolute pleasure, Olivia. I can't thank you enough. You always have a home here. Always have a home.
I so appreciate it. Thank you so much.
We're going to be closing out, playing Who Me. Who would you like to give a shout out to, Olivia?
I'm going to give a shout out to all the people who have been supporting me in my career. That is what makes it worth doing. All the people that send me those DMs that say I'm inspiring them or say that my music is helping them get through a tough time, that means so much to me, and it really just makes it all worth it. So shout out to all of the people that are supporting me.
And a big shout out and thank you to Kelly Williams-Burke from Arizona. Appreciate you and all of our listeners. Any closing thoughts, Olivia?
Yeah, she made my day with her comment. But yeah, closing thoughts is just, you know, everything we talked about. Just if you're listening and you are an artist as well, or you're thinking about, you know, pursuing your passions in music, or really anything, just consistency is key. Consistency and hard work, and then just finding a balance between everything so that you can have a life and you don't reach that burnout. it's worth it to, put in the time and be consistent, and you will see those results. So you guys can find me everywhere on my socials at Olivia King Music. And then on Spotify, I'll be releasing a lot of music this year, the Disney covers, and as well as some original music. And it's just Olivia King on Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, YouTube, you name it. You can find me there. And
I believe, whether you're an EDM or not, I would love for you to come up with an EP for, an EDM or some type of music festival celebration, like a party mixer, something that would be perfect for EDM or something along those lines. I mean, you can do it. I mean, you've got that UK energy.
Thank you. Yeah, I actually have done one EDM release, and I did it because the beat still had some element of soul in it. And it's my song that's out called Chills. So you can check that one out. That one is EDM, but still it stays true to me being like, that sprinkle of soul in there.
Love it. Thank you again, Olivia. Greatly appreciate you.
I appreciate you too. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you again to everyone who's tuned in today, live on air with Stephen Cuoco on Power 98.5 satellite radio. Download the app, share it with your friends and family. We will be uploading this episode, so it is for immediate listen if you're just joining us. Want to re-listen to it or even share on Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Amazon Audible, and Spotify. So be patient with us. Probably within another hour, that will be ready for share, download. We have, once again, come back with us today at 3 p.m. Pacific. We've got actor Mitchell Burke. We're going to be talking about his new film that was just released this month on the Great American Family Channel, A Royal in Paradise. He was the prince in the film, Mitchell Burke. Then we've got, what else do we have? 14th, we've got country music artist Derek Skelton, going to do a live music drop on his latest release. Then we have actor Eric Nelson on the 15th, that's at 11 a.m. And then Mike Pyle on January 17th at 11 a.m. And then, yes, 1 p.m. for Derek Skelton, January 14th, country music artist Derek Skelton, 1 p.m. Pacific. Have a great day, everyone. We appreciate you. We love you. Thank you again, Kelly Williams Burke. Love it. Love it. Thank you for utilizing that instant message. And remember, whether you're listening to Power 98.5 on the iOS or Android app, or even on the website, power985.com, click that bottom right-hand icon, send us a message, send us a testimony. And if you're looking to want to be a guest on any one of our shows, you can email my team at power98.5radio@gmail.com or contact@power985.com. Have a great day, everyone.
Friend us on your socials and let's connect.